So here we go. Just a reminder that once again, both competitors will have their chats closed. Do not head on over there, post any spoilers. It is a bannable offense for the remainder of the tournament if you do so. Let's have a great run. Here we go. And they are off and running, and we go to the first cave. Arrows for 87. Nice high price today.
Nice high price, but it is good to have items like that available right off the bat. You know, that way if they have to buy arrows later, they're easily found. Both players
this is very nice.
Yep. Both players opting to choose the candle over a heart container. Really depends, you know, on the play style. Some players like to go for the heart first in hopes of getting that white sword as soon as possible. Others like to go for the candle and just be able to start burning bushes.
Level 9.
Yeah. Leysa finding level 9. Yep. Seawolf finding an actual candle shop. The candle is at a higher price than it normally is, so if money is an issue with this seed, definitely taking the one over the heart, you know, would be a good thing. Seawolf also finding a dungeon.
Yep, right there on the lake.
Seawolf had opted not to take a look into the dungeon. Leysa, however, is peeking her head in, trying to ID what dungeon it is. And with that,
Seawolf finding the letter.
Yep. And the horizontal shoot room confirms that Leysa is poking her nose through dungeon number 3. So, since it is a Wizrobe dungeon, there's not going to be too much that she can do. She does have a couple bombs, but manages to find the item room. And it is a red candle. So, she's probably kicking herself a little bit taking that free candle at the beginning. And actually
she's gonna
doing a retry. I would probably do the same thing in her shoes. She's only 2 minutes in. You know, get that extra heart container.
Meanwhile, Seawolf finding another dungeon.
Yep. He's found a dungeon for himself. Just based on the look of it, it looks like it's dungeon 4. It is another Wizrobe dungeon.
Ew, and he can't do much for this dungeon. He's gonna have to leave.
Yep. Goes and picks up the Triforce, which is definitely a good move on his part. If he gets the recorder later, he can easily come back here, or if he ends up finding all the items he needs, he never has to come back.
But that also confirms that that's level 4 he was in.
Yes. Leysa now going back through level 3, determined to get herself that free red candle.
And it's a move that makes sense. It's an easy-to-get-to candle, and Seawolf finds a sword, but not something he can grab just yet.
Actually, there is a... Going down, he has found the wood sword in vanilla level 3. Can pick that one up.
Ah... Yes, he can. Good luck. We're all counting on you.
So, Seawolf, starting to burn bushes around start, finds another bonus cave, takes the heart container now, goes up and finds another dungeon. Is a Guria set, so in my personal opinion, the easiest of the 3 sets that he can find between Gurias, Dark Nuts, and Wizrobes. And this is looking
Absolutely,
like Dungeon
that's-
6.
And you can do gorillas really easy because you can torch them with your candle, you can hit them with your sword, and look at that, nice bomb drops.
Yeah, unfortunately for Seawolf, getting my names confused, he does only have a blue candle, so he can only use it once per room, and runs into Mr. Grumbles. He's able just to walk down past him, but he will not be able to return back up.
Unless you ups and A's.
Leysa's continuing to make her way through level 3. Fortunately, she gets eaten by a like, and the candle is not going to save her there because the flame goes out just a little too far to do any damage to the like.
Gotta give her credit for trying, at least.
Yeah, I don't blame her for up-Aing. You don't want to waste 3 bombs on killing a like.
Yeah, absolutely. Seawolf coming back to Grumble. And he's gonna up an A just like he needs to. That's the only way out of that at this moment. So right now, Leysa without the sword, trying to tackle 3, maybe trying to find if she can't find anything good. Oh, she does find a heart container. That's definitely good.
Yep, that gives her a 66% chance of picking up the white sword. Because, like I said, we know that the wood sword is not too far away at vanilla level 3. However, for all she knows, it could be hidden away up on Death Mountain. So she wants to be able to get a sword weapon as soon as possible. Something that could hurt those whiz robes or dark nuts if she comes across a dark nut set. Seawolf finding the compass for level 6.
Now he knows exactly where he needs to go, which is all the way in the bottom. But he hasn't found the item at 6, has he?
Not from what I've seen. He's taken the stairs, but with lack of keys, there's only so much that he can do. He's gonna take a quick check up in this room before grabbing the Triforce. Knows that it's not a room that has a drop in it, and he's gonna come back down and get that Triforce. Leysa finishing up with what she can do in level 3 without a sword, goes up, picks up her letter, and starts killing some blue octoroks in hope of a bomb drop. But unfortunately is on the wrong end of one of those rocks and gets a trip back to start. And as she finds her second bonus cave, she now puts herself up to 6 hearts and has a 100% chance of picking up the white sword if she finds it.
That's correct, and that would be key if she does find the white sword. She's now making her way back to the forest where the Deadwoods, where we know that the wood sword is.
Leysa finds herself in Dungeon 6, and even though she doesn't have a sword, because it is that gorilla set, she's got the red candle. She should be able to take care of it, no problem. Seawolf heading down. He's gonna find level 9 for himself.
Leysa making good work of that candle in that first room. And now taking care of some keys.
So, because she came out of a double block room and went, in through a single block room, she's gonna know that the item is gonna be in the narrow corridor staircase.
And that's always good to know when you're in level 6.
Over on the other side of your screen, we've got Seawolf, who has found himself another dungeon.
I think this could be either 2 or 5. This would have to leave 5 then.
Yeah, single block room does not exist in level 2. They only happen in levels 1, 5, and 6. And since this is 5, the single block room could hold the item in it, or the end of one of the staircases, so Seawolf is going to do his best to take down these Pole's voice, as he wants to know what is hiding under that block.
Gotta be careful of pole voices with the green tuna because they take 2 hearts away from you if you get bopped by them.
Yeah, fortunately, gets a lucky clock drop there for the last 2. Takes them down without a problem. And gets a recorder for his trouble.
That definitely helps.
It is what's considered one of the important items that can never be in level 9 because it's possible that a dungeon is hidden underneath the recorder lake, or another item might be blocked by a dig dogger deeper in a dungeon.
And that's very good to know at that point. So to cap the bow, the power bracelet, the raft, and the ladder.
Leysa
Speaking of ladder,
fire with fire. No, go ahead.
Correct.
Speaking of the ladder,
now knows where she's got to go to get the Triforce.
make short work of these ropes with that candle, able to taunt them into running straight into the fire. Sights Go North is killing the wall masters. She may not know that this room does not have a drop in it. With this shaped room, the only dungeon that has an item in there is level 1, and it lays out directly on the floor, so unless there's a shutter door, you never have to kill enemies in that room.
That's correct.
Seawolf finding another bonus cave at vanilla level 1 puts him up to 6 hearts and a guaranteed white sword should he find it. Runs into a screen with 6 blue Lionels. Never fun. Takes a little bit of a beating, but manages to get through. Get some money for his trouble. 70 rupees. Rather low for the 100 secret.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those tough things. Have we seen either of these secrets yet?
I am not sure. I believe we have, but I'm not recalling what they were off the top of my head. It is easy come, easy go. Runs into a no loitering and loses some of that money.
It's interesting to see how both of these player strategies have worked out. Neither of them made a play for the Armos item yet.
No, not yet. It's, they both check the blue ring Armos. However, since they have weapons, a wood sword in Seawolf's case, the red candle in Leysa's case, finding the Armos may not be a full priority for them.
That's right. Lisa's back in 6, but leaves right now, right?
I've got her. She's headed over towards vanilla level 1. She's about to find her, 'her, 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 ' puts her up to 8 hearts already. Not a bad start health-wise, 15 minutes into the run.
That's right, and if she can find 2 more, she's got a 20% chance for magical.
Seawolf continuing his way along the southern coast. Assumedly, he is going to wrap up and check what the item on the coast is that's ladder blocked.
But first he finds a Pepto-Bismol dungeon.
Has a key door, but
Potentially
no
one,
keys. However,
Yep.
I believe he's aware that if he just goes off to the right and then comes back on, he can use the glitch in the code to open that door without actually using a key, and that is what he's doing.
Exactly. Good use of that trick right there to get that door open. Finds a power bracelet for his efforts.
Yep, lying on the ground, that confirms this is indeed dungeon number 1, and finds the second item room right next door.
And the item,
is the
another
bow.
critical item in one. Yes. And with half a heart, well, he thought about it. Now he's actually going to do it. Up and A to get him back to start. Good move right there. He's going to have to bomb up north, so he's going to be down to 1 bomb. So that could be interesting. Moving on through this, we have seen what the enemy set. It's the Darknut set.
It is the Darknut set, and with that, both Gyptos and Red Darknuts drop bombs. He is going to have to hope for a key drop in this room, though, if he wants to continue.
He does get the bomb drop, but unfortunately, 1 Gypto left. Can he get the drop he really wants?
We will see. Leysamie is working her way along the southern coast as well. She will find level 1 shortly.
He does get a key, though.
Seawolf gets that key, is going to be able to continue his trek through Dungeon 1. Just looking for the Triforce and maybe the heart container along the way.
Yep. This is where knowing where rooms drop items in 1 can be critical, as he finds a key in an empty floor room.
Leysa performing the same exploit in the code to open that key door without actually using a key.
And she's going to find the power bracelet here. And she's going to shortly find the bow. Meanwhile, Seawolf, he knows now where the Triforce is.
Leysa having a little bit of trouble clipping in. She doesn't have a sword to buff her, but she is going to be able to use that candle, although I'm not sure if she's aware of that.
Unfortunately, she suffers a death before she does get in there. She will push on and at least try again, I would assume. Level 1's not a dungeon you want to leave an item behind in.
No. She decides to forego trying to get that item right now, though. Instead, makes her way north. Fortunately for her, this room is all Gyptos, and she can take them out with that candle.
It's very good that she does have that candle. She's going to have a little bit of trouble when she gets to a room with Darknuts, however.
Seawolf fighting his way up to where the Triforce drop is going to be, and it is a doozy of a room.
Unless Leysa can get some bombs, she's going to have a hard time with that room.
both players taking a death at about the same time.
Yep, and
Seawolf heading straight back in, determined to go get that Triforce. Leysa seems like she's thinking about what she wants to do. You know, is it really worth going through a Darknut dungeon with no sword? And she decides no.
We'll see if that comes back.
Smart choice. I personally would have at least tried to clip into that staircase to find the second item, but if she's not aware that she can use the candle to buffer...
That's for certain. And it's very well possible that she maybe could find a white sword somewhere here in the northeast.
If she finds one of the take any roads, stops at the first location, which, like you said, takes her to the northeast. Plenty of open caves around here. You know, so in her mind, she has a good chance of finding the wood sword. Unfortunately, we all know that it is not up there. Uses her letter and buys a potion. Interesting choice this early on in the game. Many runners will not buy a potion until right before they're getting ready to go into level 9. Because now, anytime she enters a cave that sells potion, she is going to be stuck there listening to the text rather than being able just to run right in and out.
Is it possible we could see her make a playback to 1 at some point in time? That's a good question, especially with a staircase at start. Seawolf making good use of that room. It's a very, very dangerous room, especially with the bubbles and a blue Darknut. I mean, blue Darknuts are fun enough, but when you have a bubble stopping you from doing your sword tricks, it can get hard. He gets the Triforce and 1.
So as he finishes up level 1, he's going to continue his trip around the coast. Leysa finding the last Overworld heart container, putting her up to 9 hearts already.
Now, if you came across what was the 4th heart container cave, would you take the heart or take the potion if you hadn't grabbed the letter already?
I would grab the heart. Well, I mean, I guess it depends how late or early it is into the game. If it's really early, I would grab the heart. If it's late and I know I'm not going to be exploring any more caves, I would consider grabbing the potion.
So it's situational, and that's understandable. You have to ad-lib at some point in time during these runs, based on what you find and what you don't find.
Absolutely. It's, you know, Randomizer, I'd say, is about 70% luck with the seed, 20%, you know, player skill, knowing how to fight the enemies, knowing what rooms drop what, dungeon layouts, and about 10% being able to adapt and just change your game plan depending on what you find.
Well, we see Leysa making what she calls the walk of shame. We find another dungeon on Seawolf's side. And he's not going to be able to do anything without bombs, or bombs or keys, for that matter.
Yeah, running low on supplies. Of course, being in the forest over here, there's 3 of the 5 Armos over here. So it's possible, you know, he's going to be making a break looking for that Armos item. Leysa getting the hint for the white sword by a lake. Now, most of the by a lake spots are under candle spots. However, there are two trolley ones. The one that is the recorder lake in the Dead Woods, and then the raft spot where you'd find level 4 in the original game.
That is correct, and for her sake of this moment, without a sword, she better hope it's not the one that's in the lake, as she gets bopped by a Tektite and goes back to start, which actually could work out for her. Did she do Candle Row, have you seen?
I know she started it, but I do not believe she's done the ones that are up and by the lake.
So those would be the critical ones that she would want to check now, knowing where the white sword could be. Seawolf is one mid-secret away from getting the blue ring, which he could use at this point. He's taken several deaths. But he finds the small end secrets at 227.
Leysa, like we said, checking around the spots that are by a lake, finds a dungeon.
Yep, a dungeon by the lake. And that has a good potential of being, I would have to say, 2 at this moment.
I believe that's a dungeon we've already seen Seawolf check, and it was level 5.
Ah, okay, that's a possibility. Meanwhile, the cave at level 2, that's right, I said meanwhile. That's because he's about to pick up a blue ring.
Definitely, he's got the money, enemies have been giving him a bit of a beating so far.
You gotta do it. You have to make a play for it. Especially if you don't know where the red ring is. Leysa bombs open the cave. That was her last bomb, and it's not what she's looking for. How badly she would have wished to find the white sword in that cave.
Yeah, unfortunately, that spot is technically not by a lake. That one is considered along the river.
That's right. That's right. Now she's going to try to do a screen wrap and unfortunately can't get it on the first try. I think Seawolf has pretty much confirmed for us that the Armos that carries an item is up on at the grave site.
It is, and if he remembers, there is one of the Take Any roads that went right there. So if I were in his shoes, I'd be walking back to the Letter Cave, which was one of the other Take Any roads, and just hop over there.
That's for certain, and then we can find out what that item is. We haven't seen what the item on the coast is, have we?
If we did, I missed it. I know Leysa didn't get up there, and I believe Seawolf died to some Lionels on his way over there as well.
I know he made it to that Take Any road there on the coast cave, but I think he took that.
Yes, he took it,
Leysa
explored it, and came back.
Leysa's about to find a sword, but it's not the one she's looking for.
And unfortunately, with only 9 hearts, she doesn't have a chance to pick it up. 10 is the minimum possible.
And it can be anywhere between 10 and 14, depending on how the seed wants to play out.
Yep. But she finally is making her way over to normal level 3.
She's going to be very happy.
Goes in, trying to farm some bombs. Doesn't get it from the blue, goes in, and finally a sword for Leysa. 29 minutes in.
Going 29 minutes swordless is not a very good, I don't want to say good feat, but it's got to make you feel a little on edge.
Yeah, especially when it's that close to the start, you just kind of start kicking yourself. It's like, man, I should have had this a long time ago. But fortunately for her, she's had the red candle, so she's been able to make a lot of progress on the overworld and a fair amount of progress within some dungeons. So it's not the worst that it could have been.
That's correct, and she does end up getting 1 Triforce with the red candle. Now she can perhaps go back into 3, get that Triforce. She can go back into 1, perhaps try to finish that off, and finally get... Well, we know it's the bow, but she doesn't know that yet. But before she does, she's going to find a dungeon.
Yeah, and we've determined from Seawolf exploring this dungeon earlier, this is going to be Dungeon 4.
And with Wizrobes in there?
Yeah, she sees the Wizrobes, goes up north. I believe she's going to try to force the door open, try and farm some bombs while she's up here with some of the bomb-dropping enemies. But doesn't catch a break. And decides just to bypass it.
Yep, Seawolf's End. He is trying to screen wrap. The problem for him there is Lionel's, they're very difficult to try to pull together that screen wrap. Leysa able to get her screen wrap passing the Lost Woods, so she doesn't have to take what she dubs as the Walk of Shame.
So both players 0 bombs at the moment, going through trying to kill those bomb droppers. So I don't believe we found a shop yet that sells bombs.
Yeah, it's very possible that could be the rare shop. Leysa now in the graveyard. She's going to check the the power bracelet slot first. And
Seawolf
it's the hint
going
cave
into a dungeon.
That's right. Now, I'm guessing this is going to be 2, but it's got a Wizrobe set.
Wizrobes everywhere.
Nope,
All
this
I
is
can
not
say,
2.
Yuck.
It's not 2, so it's possible this is 7. I didn't see on Leysa's end. Did she get the Armos item?
Looks like she did, and it was the raft.
Well, there's still the possibility that it still could be your by a lake.
It is. And Seawolf has just gone into Dungeon 3. So, Leysa's already been here. She's gotten her red candle. Seawolf is about to find that out for himself.
Right, yes. Wrap around from left to right. So he finally does pull it off, though.
Yeah, it's left to right is a little trickier in some ways, easier in some ways as well, because you can sword buffer over. However, you don't have the invulnerability that trying to be on the right side of the screen gives you.
That's correct, and now I'm surprised she doesn't at least try to take her newly claimed raft and try to check that level 4 spot. Looks like no, though she is heading that way now. She ends up turning her direction and now finally heads in that way. Oh, Seawolf getting bopped by the gels, having a hard time getting to that room, and finds a room with, 3 blue Wizrobes. Yuck.
Trying to use bombs to his advantage is they do 4 times the amount of damage that his wood sword does, unfortunately gets sniped in the back and
Ouch.
loses his progress in that room.
Loses the progress plus the bomb, for that matter. Looks like he's going to cut his losses now and just walk away from 3 or try to farm bombs, either or. This is possible. This is a bomb farm? No, it's not.
Seawolf getting his recorder at the ready. Looks like he's going to fill up this fairy fountain and then check the recorder lake.
He's having a little bit of trouble against the bunnies. The single block room unfortunately has to go back to start now in this dungeon that she's in, which I believe we said was 5, correct?
Yes, definitely 5. She knows that this single block room is staircase or item. We saw earlier that it was the recorder, I believe. But
and
unfortunately, those Pole's voice are just so difficult to kill with a wood sword. So Leysa's gonna continue on her way. Let's see where she heads. Seawolf going back into level 3, looking for that Triforce. Pulls out his candle to fight these Landmolas. Definitely a smart choice.
Indeed. Keeping his distance. Just making sure he doesn't run into the flames afterwards. Takes care of them. That is a very good Lamola fight.
Gets trapped in the desert room with multiple Wizrobes and Dark Nuts. Or Dark Nuts, likes.
And oh, look at this. What did he find? But he can't get to it just yet. A clock is shorn on the floor, and he picks it up before it goes away. This makes this room a whole lot easier.
Yeah, especially with the wood sword. Those enemies are just so beastly. Gets a key, decides he doesn't want to use it on that one room. Finds the hint for 4, and fortunately for him, he's already found 4. He doesn't need to go back there.
Don't worry, it's time to just destroy some pancakes.
Gets the compass out of one of them, so he's aware of where he needs to go now. It's just a matter of...
Leysa's lake blocked, and possibly also recorder blocked.
Unfortunately for Seawolf, this blue Wizrobe room that he died in earlier is what's holding the Triforce, and he has 0 bombs. So he's gonna do his best.
0 bombs, wood sword. That's a dangerous mix for this room.
Leaves the room and is gonna go back in. What he's doing there is, in case he does end up taking another death, that one Wizrobe that he's killed and since he left the room will not respawn. So, takes a bit of time, but it is an excellent safety measure.
Absolutely, and when you're dealing with this, with a wood sword, you're going to take the safety measure. Unfortunately, he will lose his battle against the 2 blue Wizrobes, and he'll have to go back to start.
Leysa bombing this last spot, and sure enough, there is the by a lake white sword.
Great find for her.
Yeah, it's definitely not making the best of progress, but this has been a pretty rough seed. Lots of whiz robes. And still missing a few dungeons that neither player's found, but a lot of the Death Mountain area has not been touched yet, so not necessarily items required yet. Leysa looks like she's not exactly sure where to put her bomb. Waste a couple, but there is a bomb shop there.
And 20 rupees, just like the original price.
Opts to buy some, not a bad idea while in the Death Mountain area, and if you're not sure if there's going to be any bomb dropping enemies.
Very good investment indeed. And finding a money cave here means that she can buy some more bombs if she does desire.
As Leysa's continuing to clean out Death Mountain, I'm not entirely sure why she didn't bomb that screen there. There was a cave. Seawolf is going out, he's refilling his health, trying to get some bomb drops, and just get himself boosted up a little bit before going back into 3 and making another fight for that Triforce.
And he's going to leave the dungeon, come back out, find the reset of the blue Octrex. Good strategy. However, we do have the extra benefit of knowing with that clock that he's currently at number 4 in the global counter, so that means he's got 2 chances at bombs here.
Doesn't get bombs on the first chance, nor on the second chance.
So he's going to leave and come back, and again, this time he's going to have a single chance with the number 1 on the consecutive, not the consecutive, but the global counter.
Yeah, and thinking of the consecutive counter, although he did just get that random bomb drop, at this point it might be faster if he just purposefully takes a hit to force his count to 0 and try to force a bomb with a 10 count.
Yeah, that's true. Knowing where you are in counts like that is something that can come into play, especially in a randomizer race. And we now found out that the level 4 spot was a no loitering, so she loses some money to find that out. Seawolf now taking use of some bombs, trying to get himself past this Wizrobe room. And this is a good thing he picked up that blue candle, by the way.
Finally manages to get them down, has that Triforce piece, and is probably just going to say, "Good riddance, level 3, be gone with ye."
If only that was the only dungeon that had Wizrobes in it. And we know for a fact that isn't the only dungeon. Leysa's back at 3, by the way.
Yes, as Seawolf is leaving 3, Leysa is re-entering. She also has the compass. Now, she's got the white sword, but only has the, say, green tunic, but she went with the purple tunic color to start off with. So I don't think she's going to have the best of luck against these Wizrobes, but we'll see what she can make do with them.
She's gonna do her best to get past him, but at least with the white sword, it's 5 hits to kill instead of, what is it, 9 with the wood sword?
I believe 9 is correct. 9 or 10.
But she ends up taking a death in the first try. Can't get any of them down. But she doesn't lose any bombs for that, at least. So she still got her 5 bombs going back in. Seawolf trying to clip his way over to the other side so he can skip the Lost Woods.
Yep, accidentally comes over just a little bit too far and isn't able to finish the clip. Happens to the best of us at times.
Yep, I've done that before. Yep, I've done that before. You've done that before. Everyone has had that moment. It's just taking the right just a little too much. But he's able to pull it off this time. Not sure what Leysa's doing. I think she's thinking whether or not she wanted to press forward or not, but she's going to leave and take care of these blue Octoroks with the hopes of a bomb drop. Doesn't get one, so she's going to proceed further.
I think she's using the same strategy that Seawolf did, where she's going to refill her health at the fairy fountain and then give it another try.
And that makes sense. At this point, you want to get that Triforce out of 3 and say goodbye to it, but at what point do you say, I'll come back a little bit later?
It's so difficult to tell because, you gotta think, at one point it's like, well, I've spent too much time now, I don't want to have to come back later, versus I'm just beating a dead horse with a stick, I need to stop wasting time.
And she's going to go back into this number 4, try to see if this is the item room with the double blocks, because there's 2 rooms in 4 that have double blocks.
Yep, so there's 50% chance that this is the item. There is no shutter door.
And
sure enough,
she completes the room.
Item and gets an extra heart container for trouble. Now, this does put her 10.
That's interesting.
The minimum required for the magical sword, which is just next door. Do you think she's going to go at least give it a try?
I think she's going to give it a chance. Absolutely. She's going to give it a chance here, especially if she can walk out of this with another heart container. And, one room up to the north grabs the Triforce, and she's pretty much has to get it unless you do a fancy block clip around it. Silver arrow is the ladder item.
Definitely a relief to the players that see that, knowing exactly where the arrows are. They can't pick them up yet, but that means not having to go through 9 or, thinking, man, am I going to have to full clear 7? Just knowing right where they are is a huge relief.
She's making a play. She's making a play. And nope, it's not this time. But you have to at that point, with it being 1 screen off on your journey, you might as well. And now with a full health, she's going to go back into 3 and try to get the Triforce again.
Yeah, it's having full health and knowing exactly what she's getting into with the white sword. I think she's got a good chance.
It makes perfect sense to come this way. Now, she's got the recorder, doesn't she? Or was that...
No, Seawolf has the recorder. Leysa went into level 5, attempted to take out some of the Pole's voice when she still had the wood sword, and unfortunately just wasn't able to take care of them. So she has yet to find the recorder.
So she does get that recorder in 5. That makes it a whole lot easier if you want to try to go grab that white sword. What dungeon, rather the magical sword, what dungeons have we yet to find so far? And she's taking a lot of bops to these whiz ropes.
I believe the dungeons that we haven't seen are just 2 and 7.
She does get the Triforce and will leave with her 10 hearts filled up. And speaking of dungeons, we find one at the Single Rock, where you normally get the heart north of 2.
Yep, and based on the layout, I'm going to say this is Dungeon 2.
That's correct. That's what I see too.
Early Triforce.
That's very nice, and
Seawolf's
I'm
gonna
surprised he's
grab
going
it.
for it though.
He might want the health refill.
That's possible as well. I've heard arguments for and I've heard arguments against, so in his case, get the health refill and come back in.
Yep. Looks like he's pausing just to double check what dungeon it is, sees that it's 2, goes back in for the item.
Now, it would be a really nice treat if the item is very, very early in 2. It's not in the first room, but he's still got several rooms to search here in level 2. And we still have yet to see one required item that you have to find before level 9, which is the ladder.
Well, speak of the devil, there it is.
Oh, baby. Now, I'm surprised he opted up and A there. I would probably attempt to at least keep my full health out of there, but he does get the ladder, and now knowing his what's on the coast, at some point in time, we'll see him break over there and grab that silver arrow.
Yep, sure enough, he's headed for the Any Roads, which is going to be slightly faster than walking all the way back down the coast.
Lisa's back in 5. Try to see if she's going to tackle on against those pole voices in due time. Seawolf grabbing that silver arrow. Now he's playing with power. But he's got 9 rupees, so he's not playing with a whole lot of power, but he's in a much better state right now than Leysa is.
Yep. Leysa, meanwhile, is going to be making short work of these poles voice, only taking half the hits now with the white sword.
Getting him down in 5 hits is a whole lot easier than them bouncing around for a lot more. She gets bombed, she's able to push her single block, and she's going to find, probably to her happiness at this moment, the recorder.
I think she would much rather have the ladder at this point, but Seawolf, now with the ladder, is going back into 5 as well. Gonna try and finish that dungeon out.
You're right, especially since she's ladder blocked in 5. This seems like one of those kind of dungeons where if you take the right turns, you're going to be rewarded. Right now, Seawolf is being rewarded for the route he's been taking.
Finds Dig Dogger, however, since he does have the recorder, he'll make short work of it. And gets a heart container.
Nice easy heart container for him. Nice easy key, but he's out of rupees, so he's gonna have to tackle these pole voices the hard way. And with Leysa checking that final power bracelet slot, we can now confirm that the power bracelet's not required this seed.
Seawolf taking the stairs, which will put him in the northern part of the dungeon, drops him off in a dark nut room, and unfortunately he doesn't have any bombs either, so he will have to attempt to kill these dark nuts if he wants to get a bomb drop and hopefully escape this room.
Yeah, it's really tough when you come out to a staircase and you find no doors, no nothing on any side.
Gets the lucky drop.
That's really key for him.
Can't bomb to the left, but can bomb up.
Very helpful for him. And is able to proceed with this dungeon. Trying to get the...
Yeah, forces some bombs off of that Dodongo.
Absolutely. In a room full of keys that drops an item, so he wants to clear this room out and hopes that it's something that leads him to the Triforce, and it is something that leads to the Triforce. It's the compass. Very nice find, so now he knows exactly where he needs to go in 5. Three dark nuts, no problem. It's down to 1.5 hearts, which, depending on how this next room that holds the Triforce goes, well, could be interesting. And
Yeah.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
unfortunately,
luckily, he does have the ladder.
Yeah, but he had to eat a couple of keys to get down here. But he's got the safety of the ladder. But with a wood sword, blue dark nuts take 8 hits each, and just having to kind of wait for them to come around, it's going to be slow and painful. Decides to try and use some bombs. Decides he wants that heart, almost gets hit doing so.
Yeah. That was almost a bad heart to grab. And now gets hit again, so he's down to 1/2 heart. One more hit, and he's going back to start.
Yeah, as tough as it is in a race, sometimes you just gotta have the patience to not do anything hasty.
Especially in a room that can really force you going all but the way back to start and having to make maybe, about 1.5 minutes of retracking. But he's down to 1 more dark nut. Gotta give him a lot of props for trying to tackle this room, but he finally claims his prize. That was a decent dark nut room, all things considering.
Yeah, it's having the ladder there makes things so much easier. Again, it's just about having the patience to let the dark nuts come to you.
Leysa's heading back towards level 1, so we could see her perhaps grabbing the bow this time around, now that she's got a little more firepower.
Yeah, it's coming back now that she's actually got a sword. She should be able to either make that clip or take care of the enemies that are in the room.
Does get a bomb drop off a Gibdo first before she does try to make the clip, trying to avoid the keys and the pull voices, but finally makes the block clip, and she'll be very happy to find out what's inside. Seawolf is down to 2 Triforces left, 7 and 8. We haven't seen where level 7 is yet.
Yeah, level 7 is still, on the playing field. I believe we've ruled out all the item locations, so power bracelet, raft, recorder, it's not under any of those.
It's very well possible that 7's on the top of Death Mountain.
That's what it's looking like at this pace. I believe just about everything else on the map has been covered so far.
Seawolf heading for the Take Any road, so looks like he's getting ready to head over to Death Mountain.
Yeah, hopefully he can find some bomb droppers, which he does, but heading over to Death Mountain with 0 bombs usually does not work out in your favor.
And he can't use his silver arrows all that much because he's down to 3 rupees.
Leysa clearing out some rooms that she does not have to in level 1. That 6-pack room never has a drop in it for level 1.
Seawolf is able to get some bombs off the moblins. And the old man says, "May I help you? We have everything." He doesn't have what Seawolf is looking for, the entrance to level 7. Leysa bombing north. Finds another room with Gibdos. She's got 1 key, so she's gonna have to make a decision here unless this room dropped a key. And it does drop a key, which is good. But she's going to check the free route first.
Seawolf getting up to Spectacle Rock, and it's level 7.
Orange Kool-Aid.
May not be level 9, but with level 7, I would say an entrance to death sounds pretty acceptable there. Possibly has the item room right away.
Yep. And if not, you can be now eliminated down to one of the diamond staircases, and indeed it will be one of the diamond staircases that we're looking for the item.
Yeah, but at this point, I think the only 2 items Seawolf would want to see is either the red ring or the magical key.
Absolutely.
But neither of them really necessary, so I do not expect him to loiter around and look for the item should he find the Triforce right away.
Yep. Having bow, silver arrow, ladder, recorder, that definitely would help you in your quest here. Getting the optionals are nice, but we still have yet to see several key items in this seed. Oh, he finds the compass. That's a really good find.
Yes, definitely. The Triforce is very close to start as well. Leysa finishing up Dungeon 1.
That's correct, and on Seawolf's end, he upped A's. Good decision. Heads back towards the start. Now this has a drop room, so he's going to clear it in the hopes of getting keys, especially since he has to spend one to get into it. To proceed northward, rather. Can't bomb into the Triforce room that way, so he's going to try the other route.
Leysa, on the other end of things, is working on clearing out more of the Overworld.
Ooh, this is a very stingy seed.
Bombs her way into Monocle Rock, finding level 2. Which she will be very relieved to find has the ladder.
That's
Hopefully
correct.
she finds it soon.
You don't want a full clear when we know you don't really have to. She will find where the early Triforce is. Seawolf, though, comes up to what seems to be an interesting conundrum here in this dungeon. It looks like you do have to almost fully clear it, or not. You have to come from the north in order to get into the Triforce room, because he had exhausted all the routes into there by the looks of things. Leysa, though, taking the trip around the Triforce, she's going to try to search up the Crescent. No clue for her where that item is.
Yeah, because I believe it required a key to get over to where the ladder was, if I'm remembering correctly, and with keys being a limiting factor, she's going to go through the rest of the dungeon and hope she can just find it rather than having to spend that key.
That's correct. Seawolf getting the Triforce in 7. He now has 7 out of 8 Triforce pieces, and all he has to do is find where level 8 is. Or get back into level 8.
Yeah, get back into. He has found level 8. I believe he poked around in it for just a little bit before opting to leave because he did not have good equipment at the time.
So an hour and 4 minutes into this race, what do you think is going through Leysa's mind at this moment?
Well, she's probably frustrated not having found the ladder yet. You know, ladder being such a key item to have early.
especially knowing that it's on the silver arrows that are on the coast.
She, I believe, still has some dungeons to find of her own. She has not found level 7, but I believe she's found everything else.
Seawolf is now finally going to claim his white sword.
Probably a relief for him, as he's, just cleaning some things up, trying to get last preparations before going into 8 and then into 9. And the thought of doing 9 with a wood sword is scary to some.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Seawolf opting to try to do stuff on the Death Mountain, though. Wondering what he's trying to do. Just judging by the fact he's staying there, I guess he's trying to consult his map to figure out where he needs to go.
Yeah, consulting his map, he might have been debating whether he wanted to use his last bomb or not, but is rewarded with the bomb shop, so decides to fill up on those.
Yeah, it's a very wise decision at this moment.
Leysa getting the heart container out of level 2.
Now she's almost fully cleared this. She's all 2 rooms left to check. Though if you're going to fully clear a dungeon, you'd rather be 2 than 7.
Yes, and with that ladder, she will be happy to pick that up, goes to reclaim her Triforce, and likely will be headed down to get the silvers next.
That would be a smart move to make at this moment.
I'm curious, it's maybe Seawolf hasn't found level 8? I thought for sure that he had, but I'm not entirely sure what else he would be looking for on the Overworld.
That's correct, because he found
he knows where level
9
is. Yeah, he's found level 9, he's found the magical sword, he's picked up the letter.
I think you're right. I think he possibly has forgotten where level 8 is, or hasn't checked that spot near the desert. And you are right, Leysa is now about to head on over to the coast and grab her prize for grabbing the ladder. A less stress-filled trip to 9 in that case.
Seawolf opting to buy a potion. Definitely not a bad thing to do this late in the game.
That's correct, and especially as I said before, we don't know where Red Ring is at the on this seed. It could be very well that we all know could be buried in 9. We still haven't seen that. We haven't seen either of the boomerangs, have we?
No, we have not.
We haven't seen Magical Key, nor we have seen the book either. Now, Seawolf is upping and A-ing. He is heading towards the left, towards the lake. I think he's checking the raft spots now. And that is indeed where he's heading. He's heading towards the raft spot. Leysa's back in 8. Gets bopped by a dig dogger, but finds herself locked in a room with Dodongo for her efforts. And unfortunately, it's the one room that doesn't drop. It is the one with the 4 statues that doesn't drop anything in it.
Goes back, places a bomb, gets her recorder out to make short work of this dig dogger.
And finding the compass is nice in 8. And 8's a tricky dungeon because of the fact that it's got 1 transport staircase and 2 item staircases. She now finds the heart container. Now that will give her, I believe it's officially 50% chance of magical sword because she knew it didn't work at 10.
Yeah, it definitely gives her a better chance, and with the magical sword being so close to where level 9 is, I would be very surprised if she doesn't make another play for it before going into 9. Yeah, but she still has quite a few dungeons to complete as well.
And we now know that the wooden boomerang is in 8 thanks to that hint. Gleeok returns with a boomerang. She's going to grab the Triforce. And will she opt to try to search for the items? Knowing that one of them now is the wooden boomerang, you have to think perhaps not.
I would say perhaps not. She has the ladder. She's got the bow and silver arrows. She knows where level 5 is.
She's going back in. She's...
You know, all she has to do is find level 7.
That's correct. And now she's opting to leave. And I think that's where she's going to be heading next, is to level 5 to grab that Triforce that she had to pass up because she didn't have the ladder earlier. Seawolf opting to use his potion before he heads through the dungeon. He doesn't know where he is on the map, so he uses up 2 bombs. Seawolf is back in 2. Why is he back in 2? I'm not really sure.
I'm not entirely sure either. I don't see any type of note-taking system, at least not on his stream. It's possible that he's forgotten he's already got the item out of here?
That's correct. I do like the pattern that is on Leysa's for her Triforce, though.
And taking a look in chat, it looks like he might be key blocked out of 8, so he's returning a level 2 to hopefully find some keys.
Yes.
So good call,
I didn't even notice
chat.
That. Yes.
Headed back over, assumedly towards the magical sword, before she makes her way back into 5.
Yep, she's gonna play for it at 12. And with 12 hearts, she is able to grab the magical sword, so that's gonna help her out.
Now, a quick visit to the fairy fountain to refill her health.
And then
level
let's
5
head on over
is
to
likely next.
Yep. She's got that, but the only problem for her is she's still got to find where 7 is. So she's going to check the recorder lake first.
Definitely a good idea since she's right here.
Yep. Unfortunately for her, she's not going to find what exactly she's looking for. Now, luckily for her, you mentioned before that she used her letter early on to get some potions. Luckily for her, it won't come back to haunt her because of the fact that it's a short message this time around. And actually, where is she going?
She
looks like she's trying to clip her way to the graveyard.
Yeah, she's probably figuring she still has level 7 to 5. She's got some bombs, so she'll probably try and finish out Death Mountain.
Very good possibility, yes. Didn't even think of that. Unfortunately for Seawolf, he is coming up very empty on the key situation. Yep. Finally finds one in a room with ropes. Yep.
He's gonna continue looking, though. He did not spend a whole lot of time early on in 2. He found the Triforce and the Labyrinth and decided to leave.
Clears out some wall masters, and unfortunately for him, this room contained all of a 5 rupee drop. And another room with the small gels, and unfortunately for him there, that contained the map.
Finds another key in the palette-colored desert room.
Yep. And he's now going to up an A and head out. And it's time for him to head on back to 8 by the looks of things.
Leysa finding a secret, getting close to being within blue ring purchasing territory.
But she's a distance away from where she could buy one, but I would have to assume she would buy one if she comes across the shop. Seawolf is back into 8, taking care of a dig dogger. And is able to do so without taking any damage, which is good.
So Leysa's finding herself in the horror that is level 7, which we know is going to be super trolly with having to take that staircase.
That's correct, but wisely she uses her bombs before she grabs the free bombs that's in that room. That's a very good idea. Don't lose your bombs unless you have to.
Yeah, and because the bombs were room dropped, she can take the time to walk over and bomb the walls, and the bombs will not disappear. Now, if it's an enemy drop, those are on a limited time scale, and you may not have time to spend all the bombs on the walls without risking the bombs disappearing.
That's correct. Meanwhile, we find out that staircase in 8, the transport staircase, is a troll staircase this seed, as it goes to one single room that you can't bomb out of.
Ah.
It turned out to be to the right of the Gleeok room, and he can bomb to the right.
Seawolf
gets
now
the hint.
learning that 8's got the boomerang.
That's correct. And Leysa taking the stairway to find a good friend of hers, the Dig Dogger, which she dispatches of pretty easily.
Seawolf picking up his final Triforce piece.
And a good run through level 8 for him.
Looks like he is going to go back in item hunting.
Which we didn't see Leysa do.
Yes, but Seawolf was already down 1 key. I think he wants to take the chance that the any key is in here.
It would be a good risk to take. You don't want to go into 9 with only 1 key.
Yep, unfortunately, he locks himself in with a Dodongo 0 bombs, so he has to up A and lose most of his health.
Now Leysa finds the compass. She's going to try to go back to the start by the looks of things. Yep, she's going to push the block, go back to start boat. As we already know, you can't get there from here. Gets the old man to troll her by saying at least this isn't the water temple. Bomb to the north doesn't work. Tries the key. And the bomb to the north there doesn't work either. So, unfortunately, it does turn out that level 7 is split into 2 thanks to that staircase. That's something you see every now and then in these randomizers, but this time, you don't really want to find it, but she'll gladly take a key at the very edge of this dungeon.
Seawolf still trekking through level 8, hoping to find the items, or maybe just a few spare keys.
And he does find a staircase, but remember, we hadn't seen a single staircase. He will clip inside.
It is the
And
wand, which fortunately is not the any key, and we know the boomerang is the other item in here.
Yep. So he's got to feel a little disappointed. Now, will he leave this dungeon?
I think he's still going to look around for a couple more keys.
Yep. That's a good thought. Because, as we mentioned before, you don't want to go into 9 with only one key. That's just a recipe for disaster, especially if you find that Ganon's locked behind a closed door, such as a locked door.
It is opting to leave level 8 now. Up base to start.
And unfortunately, with only 38 rupees, it's not like he can buy a key. Will he go for the magical sword before he goes into 9? That's a good question. I would, just considering how close it is to where level 9 is.
See, he's whistling back to 8. Though I think he's just trying to figure out where he is on the recorder count. Not exactly sure where it is that he's trying to go.
Well, he made his way over to 7. It'll be interesting when he gets down to the bottom of this ladder where he goes. He ends up going over to the left.
Yep.
I think he does go searching for some bomb drops, gets them. He needs 69 rupees for a key. Unfortunately, 38's not enough.
Leysa, determined now that there's no other way to get into that Triforce room other than by taking the stairs, heading back to the north part of the dungeon.
We're looking at quite the whistling going on Seawolf's end. And he finally makes it over to the Deadwood, so now he's going to make a play for that magical sword, I would assume. Now, we know 10 wasn't enough. We know 12 was enough. Is 11 enough? And no,
it is not. He is 1 heart shy. So, Leysamie retrying at the beginning and taking that heart instead of the blue candle made that difference for her, being able to pick up that magical sword.
Absolutely. Seawolf wisely getting the health refill. Now, Leysa has the magical sword, but she's still on green tunic.
However, she does have enough money to buy a blue tunic, a blue ring.
But is there such a place where she can go to perhaps maybe find such item? I think she's trying to find the item.
Yeah, she's got a couple blue ring shops marked off on her map, so she may go make that purchase.
And this is a one-way only level 9.
Now we'll see what Seawolf does, because although it's not a guarantee, if you are not able to go up from the old man room in level 9, it's a good indicator that there's a chance Zelda might be hanging out up there.
But he's opting to go to the left. Takes care of some pancakes with his newly picked up wand. But unfortunately, this is one of those floors that doesn't have a drop. Hey, hello there, Patra. How you doing?
Not entirely sure what Leysa is doing right now. She's just kind of sitting on her inventory screen.
I'm going to guess she might be consulting her map to probably see where she can go to make that purchase that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's possibly she is on her way again.
Now, I do want to point out on Seawolf's end, he's got no keys. So this is going to be very dangerous for him.
It definitely is going to restrict his movement throughout level 9.
But he gets the any key!
Amazing find on his end. Perfect timing.
The first staircase he goes into, it's the any key. Huge break for him. Huge break.
That's gotta be a huge weight off of his shoulders.
And he hears Ganon. He'll proceed to the north. It's not Ganon, but he's going to have to fight off against these little gels. So he now knows where Ganon is. He bombs to the left. The doors get dark. There's 2 locked doors. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a pig roast.
Be careful of his health here. Even with a blue ring, a direct hit from Ganon will take 2 hearts of damage.
Yep, he's 2 Hyrule drivers away from having to go back to start. He does still have the blue potion, doesn't he?
Yes, he should still have a potion.
Yes, he does.
And wisely
and he's going to go wisely fill up.
No point taking that risk.
Trying to take care of Ganon. This is a tough fight in this room.
As he's finishing Ganon off, Leysa is making her way back into Dungeon 5 to get her last Triforce piece.
Seawolf is able to knock down Ganon. Now the question is, where is Zelda? You mentioned before there's a possibility she could be right close to that front area.
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's never a guarantee, but it is a good chance because, you can't have the open door into her room. And the way that level 9 shutter doors are coded, if Zelda is there, you can't have one shutter door open and not the other. So, if she was in that room and the door was there, you'd be locked in with the old man.
That's correct. Takes care of
killing out this room because it could potentially be an item drop. He's hoping to find that compass.
That would be the best find on the floor he can get right now. Already pretty lucky with this 9 considering the fact that he found the any key.
Finds a community hint, really hoping he can find either the clue to where Zelda is or what enemies guard the compass.
And the look at yourself, now look at me is a dead end. Anytime you enter a room that has a shutter door, what you're going through your mind is please open, please open.
Having a little bit of trouble with these Wizrobes here. Getting low on health.
Trying to get himself set up for a block clip. This blue Wizrobe wants none of that though. Is able to open up the passageway, and let's see where this one dumps him out onto. It dumps him out towards the start. And it looks like, unfortunately, the door with the Wizrobes in it does not open up this time around. This room that he's in right now is the one that's directly north of the start.
Using his bombs, trying to take care of these Wizrobes. Unfortunately, Wizrobe Beam gets the side of him, and he's gonna be right back at the beginning.
Now, There unfortunately there's a consideration here. Some runners will opt to go back out and go to the fairy fountain. Some will not. I've done it myself. I've just continued being in the dungeons, and I think it might be just a better idea just to go out and grab your health refill, especially when you're dealing with blue ring and wizrobes that can knock you down to the floor really easily.
At this point, though, there's still a lot of level 9 close to the beginning that he hasn't explored because he's taken the staircase.
That's
I
correct.
actually agree that at this point he should still be looking around and seeing what he can get to at the beginning. If he gets really trolled and it's like, okay, I can't get past this set of few rooms, then consider going out and getting the fairy fill up.
Very good point. Yes. He's got to be careful because he's down to 1 bomb. While we were talking, Leysa, before she did get into level 5, did pick up the blue ring.
Yeah, it's definitely a smart choice without knowing where the red ring is. Level 9, never know how short or long that dungeon's gonna be. Going in with as much offense and defensive power, it's just what you need to do.
Seawolf taking a bomb from a wizrobe in that's a very difficult room there.
Yep. Sure enough, Seawolf is headed out. Probably a combination of trying to refill his health and get some extra bombs.
Leysa's in the NSU room where the Triforce is hiding. She doesn't know it, but she'll be pleasantly rewarded for her efforts in just a moment.
So she has her Triforce. She's got Magical Sword, Blue Ring, has quite the number of keys.
And she's just around the corner from 9. This race is not done and over with. If she can get a quick Ganon find. Yeah, and remember, she's got Magical Sword.
Yep, Magical Sword. It'll make killing Ganon and traversing the wizrobes that much easier. So she could be a 9, have Ganon down, all while Seawolf is still rooting around for bombs on the overworld.
Rooting around for bombs, trying to get the fairy health increase. So that confirms, by the way, the Magical Sword took 12 on this seed.
Yes.
We're getting some pics in the chat on where Zelda could be. We're seeing some southwests. Where do you guys think she's going to be? Leysa making kind of the same trek that Seawolf made.
Leysa's got to be careful. She only has 1 bomb now, uses it. Fortunately is able to get through, but she has no bombs at the moment.
And she's going to try to kill some orange wizrobes. Doesn't get the bomb drop, unfortunately. Now she's north and sees the staircase. Now we know that that's the staircase that contains the Annie key. She doesn't. And she's going to go inside, and she's going to find the key. And she says,
almost
oh
thinks
yeah,
about leaving it, because I've got plenty of keys, but there are, I believe, either 13 or 15 key doors in level 9 originally.
I've heard 15, so that's the good number. And it's a good decision for her to grab that. Leysa is in that room that's just northeast of Ganon. She had heard, but here's the problem for her. She's got no bombs to make her way over to the left where she needs to go.
If she's lucky, she's going to get some bombs off of these orange wizrobes, but unfortunately she is taking quite a beating from them. His sword is locked because of the bubbles.
and she ends up going down. That is a really tricky room. A really tricky room, especially when there's wizrobes in there.
Seawolf low on bombs again himself.
He's down to 1 and 2 hearts. Trying desperately to get through that room. That diagonal staircase room. And ends up taking another death in the diamond staircase. So will he stay in the dungeon or leave? He's going to stay. So Leysa knows where Ganon is, but she's out of bombs, can't get there from there. Seawolf has defeated Ganon, is on the search for Zelda.
It is anyone's game at this point. Leysa has the slight one-up offensively by having the magical sword.
Leysa now tackling on... Oh, she's not going to tackle the reverse C. This is really difficult.
Yep, trying to find a room that she can easily kill some orange wizrobes in, maybe find some Vyres. She just really needs some bombs. Opts to drink one of her potions.
And we're seeing some good answers from our chat here. North Palace sleeping. Thank you, Loud Goat. So this is a battle of who's going to find what first at this moment. Will Leysa find some bombs? Or we'll see, we'll find Zelda.
Leysa getting a clock in that wizrobe room, which told her she should have been a 3 on the global counter, but opts to go kill the orange wizrobe next. If she had killed 2 of the blue wizrobes and then gone back for the orange, she could have potentially had a bomb drop there.
Seawolf finding Zelda's chamber, but unfortunately 3 wizrobes took her place.
Leysa making use of those silver arrows. She does have to be careful. She's down to a single-digit number of rupees, and you don't want to be going into Ganon's room with 0 ammunition.
By the way, oh shoot, makes another appearance in another Zelda Randomizer race. This could come down to bombs. Honestly, this could come down to bombs. And this is going to be tough for Leysa. Being without bombs.
Seawolf using his last bomb on a dud wall goes out to hunt for more.
Yep. Stay tuned, kids. This is still very interesting. This could still be a very close race. He does get some bombs off the moblins, though. Bombs in hand. Let's go back into 9. I bet at this point Leysa would love to have more bombs.
Now, I wasn't keeping count. Did Seawolf bomb that Keese because he was trying to build up a 10 count to force a bomb? Even if he was, taking a hit in that wizrobe trap room killed the count.
Yeah, probably not a bomb he wanted to spend. Leysa's back to the start.
She
now has bombs
though.
in her arsenal. Yep,
so
she has bombs.
She's gonna head towards Ganon. Only 3 hearts, but she still has a potion, so she should be good.
That's for certain. As long as she doesn't take a bad bop, gets more bombs.
Just for good measure.
You can't have enough bombs. Oh, shoot.
Seawolf wisely deciding to take out these landmollas. Unfortunately, it was only the map that dropped, but could have been the compass, so definitely a wise choice.
Leysa wisely using the potion here before going into her fight with Ganon.
Yeah, again, no point taking chances. With the magical sword, she only needs 4 hits.
That's correct. And she's a veteran Zelda player, so she definitely knows how to get him in a stun lock. But this room is kind of difficult in trying to do so, and she's taking her time, which is definitely good.
There it is. She's got Ganon down, picks up the Triforce of Power, and now we are pretty much in the same boat. It is the race who finds Zelda first.
That's correct. She's opting to take the staircase and the passageway.
It's going to put her over towards the left-hand part of the dungeon.
And that's the part that we have not seen yet. And she's hoping to find a door that opens up, as we've mentioned before. Warner gets Windchuck attacks in the next round. Leysa, heading up to the far north.
Gets the hint
Wizrobes
that
guard the compass. Very good hint to find, except for which one of the about 30 rooms that have Wizrobes in it is the one that she's looking for.
Even then, knowing that it is Wizrobes means that she doesn't have to waste time maybe killing a Patra.
That's correct. Taking care of some Keeses.
Keeses. Is the plural of Keese, or is the plural of Keeses?
That's a good question.
I've always just thought it was like fish, and Keese finds the compass. So she now knows where Zelda is. She's all the way up in the upper right corner where the red ring normally is.
Ah, yes. We're being told the plural of keys is keister. Nice. Anyways, Leysa now knows one important piece of information that Seawolf does not know. And thank you, old man. I already know that. Wizrobes guard the compass. Now, could this be another seed where a magical staircase gets you what you need?
It's quite possible. Seawolf has extensively covered that half of the map, and it doesn't seem like he's been able to get into the northeastern corner. So I am willing to bet that it is stairs that take you over there.
So, Leysa taking all the stairs. This one getting her back to the room that was just south of Ganon. She's got 4 bombs, where meanwhile... That's right, meanwhile. Seawolf with no bombs. He's in a little bit of a predicament with regards to that.
Yeah, Leysa down to only half a heart. She used her last potion before fighting Ganon. And takes a Wizrobe beam to the side of the head, sending her back to the beginning.
It was a mercy kill at that point in time after using up that bomb. And I wonder how many more times we're going to see that Zelda chamber.
Oh, Leysa deciding to try her luck bombing out of the old man room. Unfortunately, you'll never be able to bomb out of that room. So 2 wasted bombs on her count.
Now's the time to try to build up a 10 count. Seawolf getting the hint. The Wizard's guard the compass. Now, will he make his way over to that western column? It looks like he's thinking about it, but he got the hint, so he's going to try to take care of these Wizard's here. Both runners doing what is a very interesting 9 so far. This is one of those, what appears to be a trolley 9. The only thing that's different is that the silver arrow wasn't in here.
Leysa using her last bomb to no avail. She cannot bomb east out of that room.
Yep, she's going to have to go back to the start. And she's going to leave the dungeon, probably to farm some bombs and get a health refill. Attempting to tackle those Wizard's because he got the hint about Wizard's guarding a compass, and unfortunately for him, takes a beam, goes back to the start. In an hour 46, you've got to wonder where exactly your opponent is. You've got to think both are in 9 right now. Both are trying to find Zelda. And you got to think, especially considering you're fighting it yourself, this is definitely a trolley set. Leysa getting her health refill.
Getting a quick bomb drop from those moblins.
Indeed. So she gets a lot of much needed help. 4 fresh bombs. Let's do this.
Seawolf again using his last bomb does take him over to a staircase room that he has not been in before, so
at this point in time, I'd probably want to take all the staircases.
we will see where this one takes him.
Oh, but without bombs.
Oh, that is very unfortunate. He is, unknowist to him, up in the right area of the map, but he cannot do anything.
And you've got to think that is where your magic staircase is. Right now, magical sword and the compass, that definitely, as one of our chat has pointed out, is Leysa's advantage, but how to get over there? And another room where he's blocked off. Seawolf getting unlucky with the coming out onto rooms where you need to bomb out of. What a trolley 9.
Leysa's still so determined to just try and find a direct route over to where Zelda is.
And that perhaps could be her undoing, just like this not getting into the right room to find the compass could be Seawolf's undoing. Both these guys putting their all in this race, though. Seawolf desperately could use some bombs.
Which he gets.
Which is a huge boost for him.
But because he's not entirely sure where Zelda is due to no compass, he's gonna go to the wrong bomb-blocked room. And unfortunately, it is a complete and utter dead end.
Oh, those are the worst.
But knowing he was bomb blocked from the other room, is he gonna go back through here? Tries to clear out some of the likes so he can clip.
Leysa, suffering a death, has to go back to start. 6 bombs, she's fine there, but will she go for a health fill up? And
a bomb
this
door
could come
for
down.
Seawolf.
Yep.
But he goes into this room. No shutter door there, so she can only be accessed from the left-hand side, which he will discover shortly.
There we go.
There's
He's now
the
made
door.
his way in, and he is going to move on in this tournament.
There we are, the official done. Race time 1 hour 50 minutes 39 seconds.
Congratulations to Seawolf. What a great run through this tough 9. But he's very ecstatic, continues his tournament. He'll be moving on to face off against when Chuck attacks in the next round.
We do still have Leysa playing on her end. Now, going through, exploring new parts of 9 now. You know, hoping to find that magic staircase that she's got to be sure that she needs now.
And she finds another new staircase, guarded by some likes. Is this the one you're looking for? Well, it gets her out into a spiral staircase, and this is actually a friendly spiral staircase compared to what it could be.
Yeah. Takes her, you know, kind of complete opposite from where Zelda is. Welcome. Congratulations on your win. No. Oh. My bad. I had his audio on, and he just started talking, so that was me hearing voices in my head. Apologies for that.
But he'll be joining us soon. In fact, here he is now.
How to do?
Congratulations on your win.
Oh, thank you. That was a scene.
What a 9. What a 9.
And keys. Are there keys? Is there a brass shortage? Like, where are all the keys at?
You came up to a key door. You had, what was it, 1 key
I have
left.
1 key. I used it to get into that door.
You cleared
Press the
out,
block.
and you clear out that room, and what do you find? The any key. How happy were you to find
That was
that?
a yeller, but that was a pretty good bellow there.
I
I went into 9. I'm like, I hope I find the magic key really fast, otherwise I'm totally screwed. And then lo and behold,
what luck there was there, and then a couple rooms north, you hear a roar of Ganon.
yep, and bam, Mufasa on a stick, bacon eggs, and yeah, we're good to go. And then where's Zelda? Good question. Where's Zelda?
Yeah, unbeknownst to you, you ended up ending up in that red Lamola room, bomb blocked, and only just a couple of doors down from her.
Yeah, I knew. I just figured I had to go around. Once I found both those Lamola rooms, it was the blue one and the red one. They both had, areas to go to, and they're both blocked off by solid walls, so I had to get more bombs. So thankfully that one Rizro finally dropped some bombs for me, and that was that.
That was a key bomb drop right there. Bombs and health. Luckily, 9 was close to a fairy fountain.
Yeah, I went back a few times when you're muddling through, that one place, the staircase, those 4 staircases, like, back to back to back, there were wizards in all those rooms, and you just could not, I could not block clip fast enough to get through them all, so we had to kind of tank a few shots. And they all led to the same places, so it was kind of a waste. But, worked out pretty well.
It was a good run there. Especially good run, especially with the white sword.
Oh yeah, that was ugly. I was like, I'm gonna try mags real fast on the way to the, with the potion shop, went to the mags, and nope, no dice. Alright, here we go.
Yeah, unfortunately, you needed 1 more heart container to get that.
Lacey got the mags? Okay, that's good. Somebody got it. But actually, I lost 8 for a while. I marked on the wrong spot on the map. I had 2 and 8 crossed up. So I was like, when I stood still for like a minute on that one screen, I was like, where the heck did I put 8? It's around here somewhere.
Yeah, we were wondering what you were searching around for, with 8 being your final dungeon.
Yeah, I got stuck on the blue ring screen. I'm like, okay, around here, I marked. I knew 3 is a spectacle, was a monocle rock, and 2 was the. What was 2 at? Actually, that's right here, my map. Yeah, 2 was the.
Going back to the race, by the way, Leysa finally finds herself in the right staircase.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like she's about ready to finish off this race. Just got to go 1 room to the right or 1 room north. Takes the room to the right. Finds out, nope, can't get there from here.
Oh no.
And she'll be able to go 1 room to the north if she can avoid a Wizrobe beam. And Leysa will be able to finish off this race.
There we go. Ugh, close call.
And Leysa finishes off the race with a time of 1:55.41. And her quick response is, what the blank, level 9.
Yeah, I feel her pain. That was a horrific 9. I knew it was Magic Staircase. Once I went through those 4 staircases and nothing worked, I'm like, it's going to be Magic Staircase. 7 was kind of like that too. 7 actually had the use Triforce 1 room above, but you can't get there.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the trollier level 7s we've seen in the tournament so far, forcing you to go all the way to the other end of the dungeon and come back through to get that Triforce.
Mm-hmm. What a mess. And I happened to, I forgot the coast item. I was like, I have to find the coast item real fast. I was just walking around, like, oh, arrows. And just happened to fall into 3, which had it. So, that was a very convenient walk by.
Very nice level 2 where you ended up just being able to clear that out real fast. And oh, look, there's the ladder.
Yeah, it was right around there. Look, some wood. Okay, I'll take it. But that was good. And then, yeah, finding the sword early was nice. We found the candles.
Yes, it is. Welcome.
This is where the party is.
Ew.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate loss, but congratulations on a game well played.
Is this where I'm supposed to be?
Leysa, you there?
Yes, we can hear you, Leysa. Are you able to hear us?
Hello?
There we go. There's Jam. Okay, here's Jam. Where's Leysa?
So, we're probably going to do a little bit of tech work, try and get the issue with not being able to hear Leysa.
Yeah, she can't hear us. She can't hear us.
The race was pretty tough. Again, early on, it looked good. Early sword, early candle, no problems there. I was rubbing my hands like, okay, got 2 Triforces in the first 10 minutes. Easy peasy. And all went downhill from there.
Testing?
Hey.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
And Leysa probably is unable to hear us still. Well, we wait for her to get that figured out. You face off against when Chuck attacks in the next round.
I'm so dead.
What are you going to do to prepare yourself for that next race? What is it you think you need to work on to get yourself ready for that?
The main thing I work on is, my route usually go left to the bottom left cave. If I don't have any bombs or sort by then, reset and go back to the right to the actual woods, those dead woods. The main thing is just trying to clean it up, because I walked past level 9 by accident. I totally brain farted on going down about the bridge there. The main thing for me is fighting Wizrobes and trying to get the east side of the map more organized, how I want to walk around there. Also, not working 12-hour days over and over again would be a nice thing, but that's probably not going to happen. So, I'll have to do it practice time. The major issue is, again, overworld mapping. I went to Death Mountain here. I found that highway, thank goodness, and all the highways were crammed to the right side, and then one in Death Mountain, which was nice. But again, I went there with no bombs, and thankfully all the moblins in the world were there, so I could just keep hitting moblins until I found some bombs.
And then finding the bomb shop, which I think there was the only bomb shop, a rare cave, definitely helped out.
Yeah, it just happened to be. I was actually out of bombs. Crap, it was the last bomb by mistake. A pea hat hit me, and I bounced backwards before I dropped the bombs. I missed entirely. And the next screen over was a bomb shop, so okay. There you go. So I was lucky. The magical key was extremely lucky. And yeah, so I could have been easily dead in the water. Especially Leysa had more health than magical sword. I could have been, just powered it through a 9. At level 3 took too long too. Level 3 with the whiz robes, trying to get that Triforce.
Yeah, that was a tough dungeon to have to fight through, and for the item to be the red candle, and for the diagonal block room to be the one that held the Triforce.
So they have all the cover in the world. They can teleport through blocks. I have a wooden sword, and one time I had down to one whiz robe. I'm like, I should leave the room before he kills me, and he killed me. So I had to fight them all again. So I actually went out, ground bombs, got 8 bombs, just went in there and gunpowder sale. Come and get it. They're still having technical issues, unfortunately.
It would appear so, unfortunately.
But I'm curious to see if she. I imagine she found the sword and the candle as fast as I did, because it was first shop cave, and I think it was the lower left corner cave was the sword.
Well, what she
the sword was in vanilla level 3, and
3, that's right.
she did find the candle real easy. Then she went up, explored level 3, found the red candle, decided to do a retry. So she took the heart instead, got the red candle, but then her pathing took her over towards the east side, so she did not find the white sword until pretty late in the run.
I found the white sword like an hour in. Like I didn't find it early either. It was in Death Mountain. I never got there. The wood sword was vanilla 3. I think we both got that pretty fast. White sword.
She did not have a sword until pretty late. She bypassed that cave.
She finally found the wood sword probably, about 25 minutes in?
Yeah, it went 3 minutes. I assumed just because it's so on the basic path there. I was like, okay, we both have a sword, both have a candle. Game on. And I guess that wasn't the case. But red candle is a good thing to have. You can basically pseudo sword that through the overworld.
What was going through? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You'll go for it.
What was going through your mind as the run got longer and longer? Like, you're getting to an hour and a half, you're starting to get to an hour 45, and there's been no dot done yet.
So I'm being trolled pretty hard. I'm like, we're being equally trolled. Like, unless I miss something very obvious, and we found the silver arrows on the coast. We found the sword I thought was in her hands instantly, because I found it really fast. So I figure we're both getting the same kind of crap, whiz robes in 3, guard the Triforce in the bad room, ladder block in 5, highways all in one spot. I assumed, basically it was a matter of like, okay, we're both getting really killed here. 9's gonna be an issue. And we got the 9 and it ended up being a real issue. I think I got the 9 at like an hour 20. That's been a half hour in there, if not longer. So once 9 was like that, I'm like, okay, obviously we're both gonna be just grinding through this. So I'm not surprised she finished within 5 minutes of me either way. Like if I lost by 5 minutes, it would really shock me because it was kind of the same. Just where the bomb's at, where the key's at. I don't know. So it's kind of the same overall feeling about the whole map. Just almost had a full clear to find all the levels because 7 was hiding up by itself in the corner. And yeah, it was just a matter of, I assumed that we were having equally hard times doing things just because I had a wooden sword, I had 8 hearts, and I was fighting whiz robes in 3. I was like, yeah, this is not the way to do things.
By the way, Mr. Kev wants to know if you want to put any comments in the IRC before he locks things up.
Comments. Let's see what we can do with this. What shall we say?
Now, we have another race coming up in just a moment. Karakhan Vi versus Paratroopa. I don't see Paratroopa on just yet. But Leysa, unfortunately, is having a little bit of difficulties. We can hear her, but she can't hear us.
Oof. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So we may be wrapping things up here just so we can go ahead and get started on this next race, since we're already running just a little bit behind.
Yeah, it's a nice long one. So my apologies for the time schedule. But
it's alright. Like I said, Paratroopa apparently is not online just yet, so we'll see what happens. That's supposed to begin at 11 o'clock. There's another one that begins, by the way, at 11:59. That's going to be over at Speed Gaming's. What's that matchup, Taco? I can't remember.
Let me pull up the schedule real quick. That is going to be Dig Shake versus Slidic.
And once again, that's going to be over at twitch.tv/speedgaming. And thank you to Feasel for taking that for us during this overlap.
Easy peasy. Good times. All right, with my stream, did you guys would you free that up to get another capture going?
All right. Well, again, congratulations on your win, and best of luck to you in the next round.
Well, thank you. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good time.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Good luck in the next round.
Thank you. Later.
Meanwhile, I think we're going to go into an intermission here.